So let's go into your reading here. So the first two cards I have here is the Ace of Swords and the Six of Wands. Both of these cards indicate a major, major win and a major victory. So both of them echo the same thing. And I feel for a lot of you, this is what I mean by, contractors winning very, very lucrative contracts. It can be sales contract where if you're working on a commission basis, you're winning a lot of money. If you are like the betting types of people, you take risks and you place like high bets and high wagers. I feel that because both of these cards came in the very beginning of the month, it might have been something that happened in October, and you're getting the financial windfall as a result of this victory, this huge win. Overall, I do sense that a lot of you, there might have been an event. I see like a conference, I see like a get-together, a seminar, a demonstration, or something like that you're doing on the financial front, where they put you front and center and you either float or you sink. And I feel that the way that you communicated was so, persuasive, succinct, to the point, and just, convincing, that a lot of people are taking a notice to you. So if you're working in a capacity where in the past, you might have been working behind the scenes, and for some reason in October or this month, you're being thrust in the limelight, you're going to create a huge splash, and it is going to win over a lot of people. So you're getting, recognition, positive reception, accolades, and you're getting people who are really taking a liking to you. And as a result of it, more career opportunities are going to be opening up for you in terms of contracts. And I feel a lot of you might be, headhunted, solicited by outside recruiters for a different company. And they're just like, hey, come away with us. We'll, double your salary. Tell us what you're making right now. We'll double your salary, and then put in your 2 weeks notice, and don't let them know that we're recruiting you. So I see an element of that, clandestine type of sneaking away from one job to the next without letting your supervisor know, mainly because you don't want to burn bridges. And that's fine. I don't feel that you're going to be found out. I don't sense that you're going to be found out, but I feel like you're being solicited. There is a serious element of temptation. It's sort of like leaving one thing for the next, like seamlessly. And it's great if it's on the job front, not so great if it's on the love front. Okay, so figure out where you stand. And I do sense as well that you're making such a huge splash. You're making a great impression, and you're being, solicited, headhunted for job offers. And I do sense as well the new offer that's coming through is going to be a momentous increase for you financially. Okay. So, go ahead and take that. And I feel like a lot of you are grappling with an ethical dilemma, mainly because you feel there's this sense of loyalty within you. You're a water sign, so you don't move on from situations very quickly. You have a deep rooted sense of loyalty, and, you know where you come from. Rootedness, like this deep sense of rootedness. So if you were working in an environment where, you were treated really well, there's that sense of employee loyalty, and it's going to take a lot for you to leave wherever you are to pursue a new company. So I feel like, on the one hand, this is a legitimate offer, but on the other hand, you have emotional ties to your current work environment, to your coworkers, to your supervisors, and you don't feel that it's right. You don't really know how other people are going to perceive you if you go ahead and, just slink away and go to this new job. So the point here is that, this is your life, and this is a really, tantalizing offer. So do whatever you need to do. I don't feel you're doing anything wrong. If you are solicited, it's because they like what you have to offer. And it takes years to cultivate, it takes years, and God knows how much money in education, right? In order for you to get the skills that you need in order to shine in a specific environment. So if this company feels that you are worth this much and they're willing to, match your salary plus benefits and perks, if they're willing to double your salary, triple your salary, and you feel that, I definitely deserve that, then definitely go for it, because I feel like you don't need to answer to other people. Okay? It takes a lot for you to get to this point, and I feel that, everything is happening in divine timing. So whatever jobs you've done before in order to get yourself to this this moment right now, so that you can be in the limelight, so that other people can see what you're capable of. I feel that it is all in divine timing. So if this, solicitation comes through, you don't need to feel guilty about it. Okay. And I feel a lot of you feel guilty, and, a lot of you are grappling with, this sense of like, do I stick around because I want to be seen as a loyal person? Or do I want to go with this and be seen as a greedy person? Well, you are living your life, and people aren't going to talk about you. I don't see gossip and things like that lingering in this spread. And I honestly feel a lot of you are going to take the better offer and walk away. Okay. And that's fine. You're living your life. And they see something that you have that is very desirable, that is very like that is something that they need. So that's where you need to be. So don't have this ethical dilemma and don't drag it out. And, this is a situation that I feel a lot of you are going to go ahead with anyways. Okay. So I feel like that's more on the financial front, and I'm hoping this energy doesn't show up in the love reading, but I do feel that you are going to have that, head-heart decision, and a lot of you are going to try to walk away and move on to something better. And I do feel as well that they're telling you, try to do this in a stealthy manner, which is that give them, proper 2 weeks notice. You don't need to lie. You just need to say that, I'm looking for a new opportunity and I think I found it. Be very, very brief, and don't try to mislead. Don't just say that, somebody is sick and I need to take care of certain things, so I need to quit right now. And then, the next 2 weeks or so, they see you at a different company, and that's going to create a lot of, bad blood, and, that's going to seriously burn some bridges. So there's a right way to transition and there's a wrong way. And I feel like you're smart enough to know, but I do sense that a lot of you are just kind of like, you might not be a very adept at lying. So just try to keep things very brief. You don't need to like reveal all of your plans. Just let them know enough so that they know you're moving on to something else. And you don't need to explain yourself, because whatever it is that you feel internally, I feel like it's the right path for you at this present moment. Okay. So I do see, some new opportunities that are coming through, and for some of you as well. And I feel like this is, I feel like some of you are getting huge financial opportunities, like once in a lifetime type of, deal. And I'm going to say this. I feel like a lot of it might be, illegal. For some of you, it might be illegal. For some of you, it might involve some element of danger, some element of stealth, sneaking around, doing something in the under the cover of the night. And I'm just going to warn you, just be very careful, because external to your environment, we have some very vigilant characters. So if you're doing something like that, just protect yourself accordingly. Don't disclose your plans even to, closest allies, because I feel that you need to be on your own when you do this, and to minimize, how many people are involved, so that you can, reduce the risk overall, the risk of getting found out, the risk of exposure. So there is an element here about, not doing things in the daylight. Do it under the cover of the night. Do it fast. You should be the one that's in charge of it. Don't rely on another person to do it for you. And as well, be super vigilant, because I feel like you're going to need to keep your wits about you. Okay. And that's specifically for those of you who are doing something you're not supposed to, like that is like outside of the legal limits. And I feel like you have this big financial opportunity, and you might be grappling with the decision as well. And let me just say this. If it's illegal and you have a history of doing things that are illegal, and you might be somebody that thrives on that adrenaline rush. If that sounds familiar, if you're thriving on the adrenaline rush, and if you don't need the money, I feel that it might be in your best interest to leave this one alone, because we are shifting constellation into the sign of Scorpio. And Scorpio is a very, very like secretive energy. in the natal, astrology wheel, it deals with the eighth house, which deals with our money, like joint assets, our money and other people's money. And there might be blur boundaries between, what you're doing versus how much you're getting paid, for example. And if it's like a clandestine type of a job and you're doing it because of the adrenaline rush, it might not be the best time to do it right now. Okay. Not for this month. And I also feel as well that, you have had many successes. So I feel that a lot of you know exactly what you're doing. You're very good at your job and you've gotten away with a lot of stuff in the past. However, if you don't need this money, it seems like it's kind of outside of your field of expertise, and it seems like there's an element of danger here and surveillance. So it just doesn't look great to me. And overall, they're telling you to do things in moderation. So try to keep that moderate and not overexert yourself just to push yourself or just to get that adrenaline rush, okay? So I feel like, pick your battles, know the risks that are involved. And, we all know the risks that are involved. But I just feel like if it's not something that you need, try not to test your luck. Try not to push your luck, okay? What I'm also feeling here with the Ace of Pentacles and the Lovers card, a lot of you are getting some type of a work situation, like an offer for a new job. And there might be relocation associated with that as well. You might be relocating to an area that is a little bit more isolated than you're used to. And in your current environment, the social atmosphere, the dating life, the nightlife is very, very robust. And as a result of taking this job, you might need to isolate yourself and go to an area that is a little bit more stagnant or a little bit more isolated. So you're grappling with this dilemma. I feel that a lot of you are still going to do it. But I feel like there is a lot of like hesitation for very minor reasons. I feel, so you're still going to do it. And they're telling you as well, just go outside of your comfort zone here if it's a new environment, because I feel like the new environment, no matter what it looks like right now, it is going to bear fruit and it's going to give you like a different experience that you wouldn't get if you had stayed. Okay. And overall, it's such a great financial windfall that I do feel a lot of you will go ahead with it and then go forward with it. What I'm also sensing here with this Seven of Swords and the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Swords deals with a situation where you have faith in another person. So this can be, I feel there might have been a situation in the past where I'm feeling like you did some digging and you felt that somebody was kind of like screwing you over. You felt that they weren't really honest and upfront in their dealings with you. It can be financially motivated. It can be like family members. It can be love interests as well. And I'm going to do your romance reading in a little bit, but I feel like you have clear proof coming through for this month. And because you have clear proof and you see this person in their true colors, and you see that, they're only after you when, your financial situation is like really great. They're only after you, or they only come to you when they need something. And I feel like you might have been romantically involved with them, and now you see them in their true colors, and you're able to cleanly, emotionally extract yourself and move on. And going back to the yearly reading, if you haven't already, looked at it, I did mention, and I've been mentioning for, the past few months, Cancers, you need to close some doors on some people in your past because I feel like they're not good for you. You're carrying these residual baggage and ties with like bad people that should not be in your life. You need to close those doors for good, because I feel like what it creates is it drains your energy. And if you're the type of person who likes privacy, and I feel that there are people that are not looking out for you. They're not, serving your best interest. Okay. I do feel there's envy coming from them, and you need to close the doors on that. Once you're done with the relationship, just be done. Don't pick up the phone, block them for whatever reason, because I feel like when you have a lot of financial stability, they come in and they feel entitled to it. And I feel like, they might like, And you are a pretty good judge of character, and you don't call them out on it. And you feel like, let me just share the wealth. And then when the wealth diminishes, they're nowhere to be found. When you need them, they're not there. So what's the point of maintaining those contacts? You want to be very careful about conserving your energy and devoting your energy to like avenues and people that are worthwhile. Okay. So you need to close some doors, because I feel like some truths being shed on a situation where somebody is very dishonorable, and it's going to be found out. And I feel that you're going to get the validation you need to finally, close up that chapter in your life and just be gone from it. So what's coming through as well with the Hermit and the Strength card here? The Hermit is your spirit guides showing up here to give you some type of divine guidance and to steer you in the right direction. So it's basically telling you this. And for those of you especially that have some illegal activities when it comes to income generating opportunities, they're really trying to tell you, either slow down or don't take on more than you can handle. And especially if you're doing something you're not supposed to, be very, very careful about leaving some type of a paper trail. Okay. So he's trying to do this getaway, and he's got 7 swords, right? It's a 7 of swords. He's got 5 in his arms. He's left 2 behind, and I don't know if he's going to come back and get them. So they're pretty much telling you, be very careful about leaving things behind. And I'm getting scarves. I'm getting like, I'm getting scarves. I'm getting keys. I'm getting like, loose articles of clothing that are easily identifiable. So if you are having clandestine, relationships as well, that might be an area of contention where you're leaving behind pieces, articles of clothing. And you can be a man or a woman. It doesn't matter. Just be very careful to make sure that you have everything going out as you do coming in. Okay. So I'm just going to leave it at that, because I feel like they're telling you you're forgetting something. And it's really important for you not to get caught, because I don't sense like this is the month in which you want to cause any problems. Okay. So they're pretty much saying as well, if something proves to be a little bit too risky, delay it. Don't try to push your luck and, try to rush into a situation because somebody is soliciting you either, either because of some strong, sexual, physical attraction, or because of monetary gains. Both of these things are serving as temptation, and they're basically detracting you from seeing wisdom and higher truth. And as a result of it, they're pretty much telling you, hold off on it. Don't do something that can create irreversible damage. And especially don't do something if it's too risky and you might be found out. I do feel element of other people, sticking their nose in your business and figuring things out. So just be careful about getting caught. Okay. Now, in terms of your advice, we do have the Temperance card, and the Temperance card is about doing things in moderation. Moderate yourself when it comes to these, possibly lucrative job assignments that might be a little bit dangerous. If you don't need the money, try to delay it for another month. And then likewise, when it comes to, tempting offers from somebody who is potentially married, who is potentially linked up with somebody else, or if you have somebody else and you're thinking about, stepping out on the relationship, I definitely feel that you need to rethink a lot of decisions for this month. Think long and hard, and, just spend your time thinking rather than acting, because this is a card about self-control, restraint. Well, the Strength card too, it's all about self-control, restraint. Don't let our, animal desires get the best of us. And so is the Temperance card. This is pretty much about heeding a higher calling, hearing some type of spiritual wisdom that is going to allow you to calm yourself down. We have the Hangman as well. And the Hangman is a card about staying and waiting. Okay. Staying in a situation, even though it is not, the ideal, but waiting around for it, waiting for the moment in which you can reemerge from it. And that's when you claim your victory. So I feel like you're going to have to be patient here. The Hangman is also a card about sacrifice, and it's linked up here with the Two of Pentacles. So what I feel is this. The Two of Pentacles is, traditionally the juggler. He's got 2 options. This is somebody working like multiple jobs. This is somebody who is, either financially, like he needs it, or he just wants the wealth, he or she. And so I feel like you are inundating yourself with, you know, two jobs, two offers, two romantic prospects. Either way, you're juggling these things, you're multitasking. And when we multitask, we're not going to do either of them well. So the point here is that I feel they're telling you moderation is key. You are going to need to sacrifice one thing because you're juggling these things and you're not keeping yourself very grounded, and you're not going to be successful at it. You're going to drop the ball sooner or later. So just be careful about that, okay? On the other hand, financially, things are really, really good. So I don't feel that a lot of you are going to need to worry too much. So try to take the safer route, do things in moderation. And I'm also feeling as well, I'm almost seeing like a lot of you are trying to go back to, you know, like a previous partner. You know they're with somebody else, but you're still trying to get like one last. I feel like you know they're with somebody else. You know they're happy, and you want them back because of the sheer fact that you know that they're with somebody else. So don't interfere in other people's relationships, okay? It's not a good thing to do, and it's not a good starting point, okay? So focus on your financial situation. You have a lot of sorting out to do, and I also feel as well that you need to start closing some doors, and you need to stop like wavering, because I feel like there's a lot of almost like inactivity. And then the moment when you actually move away, it's when, like, you know, things are being blown out of the water and you're in shock, and that's why you are moving away. But other than that, I feel like there are a lot of things that are just kind of like fraying, you know, and they're just like kept stagnant, and there's no really any progress or any like direction in which things are headed. So I feel like you need to close some doors, and you need to stop, you know, like leaving things kind of like open-ended. You have to be a little bit more decisive here, okay? Great month, a lot of temptation coming through, a lot of financial wealth, and a lot of, you know, positive reception overall. So I feel like it's going to be really good for your social life, professional life, and your love life. And I feel that you are going to be leaving some important, you know, some troublesome situations concerning friends, concerning people that have not been honorable with you. You're going to find out some things that might not be great, but I feel like your intuition already told you this is the person that you need to, you know, slam the door on. And I feel a lot of you are going to be doing that. And I hope that you do, so that the energy doesn't come back in the mid-month reading, okay?